happens when a defendant refuses to identify himself.
Matthew Neil Aldrich, if you are in fact Matthew Neil Aldrich, then you need to say so and stop this nonsense.
Like in the case of Matthew Aldrich, who wouldn't confirm his name in court.
Are you Matthew Aldrich? Are you Matthew Aldrich?
When Aldrich finally spoke, he tried to present as his own attorney.
I'm the attorney of fact for Matthew Aldrich.
You were what?
The attorney of fact.
Attorney what?
Fact.
Attorney of fact.
Attorney of fact is a made-up term, which is why Judge Wolf couldn't recognize it.
Attorney of fact. And what does that mean?
His authorization to do legal representation.
Are you a licensed attorney?
No, I'm simply an attorney of fact.
Okay. And does that mean you have a power of attorney?
The man didn't have the license to practice law or the power of attorney to represent Matthew Aldrich, leaving behind only one possibility, that he was Matthew Aldrich, but he refused to say so.
What is your name? What is your name?
My name?
Yes, sir.
I don't have.
You don't have a name? Pardon?
I'm the attorney of fact for the respondent area.
After Aldrich identified himself as attorney of fact for the respondent, Judge Wolf warned him that he could get in legal trouble for his antics.
Well, let me explain to you. Only an attorney at law can stand in court and represent a criminal defendant. And to do so otherwise violates the criminal law statutes of the state of Tennessee and could land someone who attempts to represent themselves as an attorney at law in serious trouble.
But the defendant still refused to confirm his name, insisting that he was simply representing Matthew Aldrich.
If you have a power of attorney, then you need to demonstrate that power of attorney. Do you have a legal document called a power of attorney?
I do not at this time.
Okay. Then you don't have any authority to act on behalf of Matthew Aldrich in this court. You have no legal authority, nor do you have any authority through a legal document to represent or to act on behalf of Matthew Aldrich.
But Aldrich did have a document, but it wasn't what the judge expected.
Show it to the bailiff and he'll show it to me. Apparently there's a copy here.
Judge Wolf noticed that the document was addressed to the wrong court.
All right. This is in the state of Tennessee of Cheatham County and Chancery Court, which is filed in the wrong county because in the wrong court, because this is circuit court. You just be quiet.
Not only was the letter addressed to the wrong court, it was also filled with incorrect citations.
And then there's a quotation for Rundle versus Delaware Raritan Canal Company. And then it said, as well as it being a maximum law, citing certain Latin phrases.
The letter ended with a demand for the court to prove its own authority or cease all activity against Aldrich.
And the respondent in error requires that the state of Tennessee Incorporated and Cheatham County Chancery Court prove their standing to proceed against a man in any court of law. You have 15 calendar days to prove your standing or forever yield to estoppel, waiver, and fraud, and cease and desist this proceeding immediately.
But Judge Wolf was interested in only one part of the letter, the ending.
And then this was signed by Matthew O'Neill Aldrich. Is that your signature?
Just the respondent in error signature.
When Aldrich refused to confirm his presence, Judge Wolf decided to note his absence.
All right. Well, I find that Matthew Neil Aldrich has failed to appear personally in this court for the plea day on his case, which was set for trial tomorrow. And as a result, you have no standing.
He told Aldrich that he was aware of the sovereign citizen tactics that he was using to delay court proceedings.
Well, I know what you're trying to do is to try to use the sovereign citizen approach to this situation. And I'm simply telling you that you do not have the right to represent Matthew Neil Aldrich. If you are, in fact, Matthew Neil Aldrich, then you need to say so and stop this nonsense.
He also told Aldrich that his letter had no legal effect.
That what you're attempting to do has no legal effect. You cannot challenge the criminal law or the jurisdiction of this court by simply filing some legal mumbo jumbo having to do with civil litigation. That has civil litigation in it. It is not a criminal case that you have cited. So it has no effect on this court regarding the criminal statutes of this court.
Sovereign citizens often try to paint judges as tyrants, so Judge Wolf reminded Aldrich that the court gets its power from the people.
This court is empowered under the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the state of Tennessee, and by the duly elected citizens of Cheatham County to empower and enforce the laws of the state of Tennessee.
After that, Aldrich tried to ask questions about his case, but the judge had only one response.
But I don't know who you are. And I don't think you have any authority if you are not Matthew Lynn Aldrich to appear before this court. And you're wasting valuable time to all of these other citizens who are here today. So when I'm talking, you stop talking. No, you will when I'm finished talking. You are wasting the court's time by doing this, and I'm just simply instructing you that if you are, in fact, Matthew Lynn Aldrich, then this is your last day to settle your case.
The judge didn't wait for Aldrich to confirm his name and instead set a trial date, addressing the defendant as
to Matthew Aldrich and the individual standing before me whose name must not be uttered. Then we will set a July 15th trial date for Mr. Aldrich.
Matthew Aldrich refused to state his name for the court.